Hello, all my friends, family, and clients. Today is May 8th, Friday, and all of the real estate stats are out through the end of April. So I'm going to go over these stats, but I also wanted to caution you that we've had a lot going on these last couple of months, as I'm sure you guys know. I need a haircut. You probably do too. So these numbers are a little skewed, and I just wanted to remind you that real estate is an um, oop, ever-evolving process. It is, we like to look at things in a 3-month rolling window. So we closed down per Governor Newsom on March 19th. And so it's not even been 2 months. We've had a lot of things going on. So I just wanted to caution you that these numbers don't look as good as we would like for them to look, but that's what we were anticipating. And it will really, in the next month or two, we're going to be able to see what's actually going on. So let's take a look at what is happening here. So this report, as most of you know, I go over every single month, is called the Monthly Indicators Report. It is put out by the Greater San Diego Association of Realtors every single month. It comes in a PDF form. It's about 15 pages long. And I typically go over the whole thing, but I'm just going to kind of skim over it today because we know that these numbers are wrong. And I'm going to go into something else, and that will give us a better picture of what's actually happening. So on this one here, and it talks about, the 20 million people that filed initial unemployment claims. And that, of course, is not a good thing. And then from March, there was more than 30 million people that have become unemployed. So in the face of these challenging times, real estate activity in April slowed significantly. So that's what we were anticipating. We were expecting a big slowdown. And that's kind of what I was seeing. I was seeing that towards the end of March, everything kind of stopped. We were still seeing new homes come on the market for sale, but most of them were flip homes. So investors that were flipping homes and, they were vacant. And then towards the middle of April, we started seeing more owner-occupied homes coming on the market, and we're starting to see that pick up. But in the month of April, closed sales decreased, pending sales decreased, inventory decreased, medium sales price, however, was up, and days on market decreased. So there were still homes that were selling. Social distancing, high unemployment, and lower overall economic activity is likely to continue to constrain real estate activity in the near term. So as I said, we try and look at a 3-month window, and so March, April, and then we'll see what happens this month. But I think the bigger telltale time will be from April, May, and June to see exactly what's happening. But let's just kind of go over this just very briefly. What I'll do is I'll go back to the last page so that we can look at the whole market as a whole. And this is including both detached homes and attached homes. And so new listings coming on from April 1st of 2019 to April 1 to April 30th of 2019, and then here April 1 through April 30th of 2020. So it's an exact snapshot of just the month of April, and we can see that new listings were down almost 41%. Year to date, they were down half of that, so just about 20%. So we were off to a super, super strong 2020. We were anticipating this was going to be a great year for real estate, and it may still be, but we had a little bump in the road, shall we say, in these last couple of months. So pending sales was down 41% from month to month, and then down 15% year to date. So we're not seeing, when we look at the whole year from January 1st through April 30th, we see that it is down, but not as much as when we just look at a snapshot of one single month. So I'm going to look at these months here. Closed sales for year to date is down 5%, which is not a whole lot. And then medium sales price is up 5.7. So we're still seeing the dynamics play out of supply and demand. There's not a lot of supply, but mortgage rates are low, so we still have a lot of demand. And so the medium sale price has actually gone up, as well as the average sale price. Dollar volume of closed sale for year to date is up 1.9%. So even though those listings were down, we're still seeing a lot of sales. But when we look at just the month, these numbers look horrendous. So that's another thing, is that the media kind of, they will go after what's happening in just this month, which makes the numbers look really bad. But when we step back, look at a little longer picture, again, look at the trend instead of the snapshot, we're seeing that it's bad, but maybe not as bad as they're portraying it to be. Let's see, what am I on? Percentage of original list price received has actually gone up. Again, low supply, more buyers. We're getting higher sale prices. Days on market went down, so everything that was coming on the market was going very quickly. Affordability index is up just a little bit, but that's because the medium and average sales price is up. Homes for sale for the month, we don't have that for the year to date, but for the month, and look at these numbers here, we're just starting to see a little uptick. It went down almost 32% for the month, and month supply went from 2.5 to 1.5 for the month. So that is the monthly indicators report. And again, that's a 15-page PDF put out by the Greater San Diego Association of Realtors. And I'm happy to provide you the entire month so you can see, just shoot me off an email and I will send you all of this in a PDF form. But let's take a look at this other software put out by the Greater San Diego Association of Realtors, and that is called InfoSparks. This one, where do I put my face? This one kind of gives us a real-time version of what's happening, and I've got it stretched out for 3 years, but let me just put this at 5 years and we can see a greater picture of what's happening. So right now what I'm looking at is, let me just kind of go through this. I'm looking at the entire San Diego County. When I sit down with actual clients, I actually break it down for them per zip code on there. But for these purposes, we're going to take a look at the county itself. Let's see, maybe, okay, there we go. And I could actually break it down by detached mobile homes and then townhomes, but for this purpose, I'm going to keep it on all properties, all years, all seller types. We don't have a whole lot of distressed sales yet, and hopefully we won't, but we're looking at all sales types, all sizes, all bedrooms, so we got a pretty good overall view. If you would like me to break this down to your zip code, your type of home, year built, square footage and everything, I can do that. And I typically do that when I'm sitting down with my clients. So let's just take a quick run through this. This tells us what the active listings are over the last 5 years. And we can see that, we were up there pretty high. When was this? In 2015. And then it's kind of been dropping. We always have this seasonal drop. So I try not to panic around that time. But then it dropped down to 2018. And then it came up in 2018. And if you remember correctly, at the end of 2018, we were actually telling people this could be it. This could be when things start slowing down. We were starting to get a lot more inventory, and we were starting to see that supply and demand line kind of flatten out a little bit. But then the Fed dropped the rates. And then we got more buyers that were saying, oh, maybe this is time to buy. And we started to see the inventory go down, or the active listings go down. They came up again. And then, all of 2019, we were just, selling homes like crazy. And then 2020 happened. And again, we were looking for a very exciting 2020. This was going to be the year to sell your home. This was going to be the year to buy a home with low mortgage rates. So it may still work out that way. We just have to kind of see what these next few months do. So this is just, I'm going to go over this very quickly. These are just what's happening in active listings. So all of the homes that are on the market. Let's look at new listings. I always like to show this chart because it's always kind of scary, but we can see every year, starting around July, August, that things start to go down. So as I tell my clients, there's two ways to look at selling a home during the holidays, is that there's just not a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people that don't want people traipsing through their house during the holidays. And we are seeing that every single year this happens. So as I tell my clients, as we get close to that time of year, this is not unusual. This is very normal. And we saw this come down. And then as what happens every year in January, we saw a very big uptick. And then this is February, March, and then April, we saw that the number of new listings went down significantly. Pending sales, you'll see that that kind of follows the active listings. So if the home is priced right, it should sell fairly quickly. So that's why this line kind of follows that. And we can see that in April, it dropped significantly. Sold listings, this is kind of crazy line, but we'll see here that in these sold listings dropped down in April. It was a minus 31% for the year to date. Dollar volume, these are kind of the numbers I went over on the monthly indicators, but we can see that the dollar volume is down, but what they looked at is what it was from month to month, and we can see that it's kind of the same on that. So now I'm going to go over here to month's inventory. Well, let's look at the price per square foot. And we can see that the price has been going up until we hit March of 2020, where it was at an average of 419 per square foot. And then in April, it dropped down to 402. All right, but it's still showing a plus for the year. Months of inventory, the actual. So what the months of inventory, you'll hear some people refer to that as the absorption rate. And that means that if no other homes came on the market, how quickly would we sell out of our inventory? So we can see that that was going down pretty significantly, and then it started to go up, meaning that we had more supply on there. But I mean, 1.8 months, we would be totally sold out of all of our inventory as of the end of April. The forecast, they're expecting to have a little bit more inventory. We'll see active market time. And oops, let's look at this one. The active market time, the average active market time is 23 days on market, which is down, So as I mentioned, the market time is decreased. So the amount of time between when a home comes active on the market and when it goes independent has dropped. So there are a lot of buyers out there, and that's what we're seeing. This is what this number is reflecting, that everything that's coming on the market is pretty well selling very quickly if it's priced right. Market time is 27 days. This is the percentage of original list price. We can see that it was going up, and that is because we've got more buyers, not enough inventory, more buyers, and when they find the house, they're not afraid to bump up on their price. And then speaking of price, over the last 5 years, we've seen a little up and down here, but we can see that the trend is up. And as of April 20th, the median home price in San Diego County is $600,000. The average home price has dropped down to $716. That's crazy. So this is what we're hearing on the media, is that the median home price is $600,000. So that is still kind of high, and it's, again, I can't stress this enough, we just have to kind of wait and see what's going to happen over the month of May and then into July. Will the COVID affect us long term? Because right now it doesn't seem to have had too much of an effect on real estate. Yes, the way we do things is differently, but we are doing it. We still have a ton of buyers out there that want to own a home in San Diego County, and with the low mortgage rates, they are just jumping on it. So we're not going to see really how things pan out here for the next couple of months, and that will be when we keep an eye on it. So the moral of the story is that if you are looking to there looking to buy a home. So keep that in mind. We will do things differently. You know, we'll use more software. We'll use more virtual home tours. But buyers are out there looking, and this is still a good time to sell. Is it a good time to buy? You know, yes, the mortgage rates are low. We don't know what those mortgage rates are going to do, but from all indications, they will be low for the next, probably the next year at least. These are crazy times. Nobody anticipated a pandemic. We were anticipating, you know, the market struggling a little bit with the presidential election, and that is still got to come up. So that's about it. Hopefully that you guys are all safe and well. And if there are any real estate related questions that I can answer for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and we'll go over that. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Take care and I'll talk to you soon.